There's a reason why we right now elect a chairman in the January following the general election. It's so they have 2 years to plan, get buy-in, and implement a voter program, get out the vote program, a finance program. And changing horses 4 months before a general election is not a good idea. So even if you want to go to this, getting someone else to elect the chair, that time of the change, I beg you, think about that. This would be a disaster.
First of all, I want to make it clear that I think that Mark's proposal has a lot of merits. And I want to make it crystal clear that I'm not opposed to it. But I think a change of this magnitude demands that we have a lot more deliberation. And maybe not recently, but years past, we've had a meeting in December, we've also had a meeting in January. We think that this needs to be addressed sooner than later. I propose that, or encourage, I guess, the chairman to call another meeting in January. And I haven't heard like Monty does about electing a chairman in June.
There's a whole lot of talk within the Republican Party about wanting to bring the power down to the grassroots, wanting to empower the people. That's what we're about. We don't have all the details of it ironed out immediately. That's something where we need to change the rest of the process to suit that end goal. If we pass this end goal today, it's not undoable, it's not unreasonable. This has been well thought out. I believe it was well written and well intended, and there are some things that will have to be worked on. But I think it's valuable to get that
I
started.
agree with everything the gentleman said except one, and that is that the right way to work this out, to give power to the grassroots, to make sure it is the appropriate proposal going forward, is first to pass it and then change it once or twice or however many times. I don't want to be in a position of, it's not, fortunately this isn't 900 pages or 9,000, so I'm not passing it before I read it, but I don't want to pass it and then find out what's right or wrong with it. I would like it to be crafted and passed in such a way, if we go that direction, that it is in fact the appropriate proposal. The other point, and this is important that we all have a crystal clear agreement on this, is it is my belief from a parliamentary point of view, procedural point of view, and even a fairness point of view, that while this can go before the 2014 convention, we cannot, with an amendment passed at the 2014 convention, change the way we elect our chairman. So an election for a replacement for our current leadership cannot happen by the body of the 2014 convention, because it could not be approved in the rules or the agenda for that convention, because it would not be defined in the Constitution. That convention can change the Constitution for future conventions. So we're not preventing people from running for chair at the 2014 convention. Our Constitution prevents people from running for chair at the 2014 convention.
I think it's actually good to get all these ideas out on the table for further thought and consideration. But at some point in time, I think, instead of trying to figure it out right now, what that wording should be in the next 5 minutes for a constitutional amendment, I think we should eventually send this to the org committee, let them do their business, bring it through normal order. Don't be Harry Reid and skip the committee process. Bring it through normal order and work these things out. And ultimately, they'll rise or fall on their merits and on the dues here. But
this isn't a vote to change the way that we select the chairman. This is a vote to send it to a committee or to send it to a convention to allow them to decide. I am so sick and tired of backroom deals. So sick and tired of it. If you want to talk about money influencing elections, that has happened in the past. It needs to be a transparent process. And if you're going to politics to anybody, why not let it be to 2,000 delegates of the Iowa State Convention?
I probably had 23 chairs and co-chairs contact me. Not one who said to pass it today. They all said this needs more time. Some actually urged us to take 10 days. Is not a long time to let the grassroots have an input on this before we vote. If we want to empower the grassroots, let's empower them to talk to us between now and let's call a meeting before the caucuses in January. I'm cool, whatever. But I'd like to get some more feedback, because the feedback I've gotten over the last 10 days has been unanimous, to me anyway, in saying take your time, this is too big a change, we need to work through these issues.
Chair recognizes Chad Steenhook.
This is just a political maneuver. It's what they do in the Senate all the time. It's why we ended up funding Obamacare and got that silly increase. It's a procedural thing. These people here don't want to vote on this amendment today. If you want to vote to give the power to the grassroots, let's vote on it. If you think you should go back to the committee, vote against it, and we'll go back to the committee and we'll redo it. But this is just a political game. I'm supporting, let's vote on it today.
I want to make it clear again, I am not opposed to grass roots. And any insinuation that those of us that have concerns about adopting it today, that we're not concerned about the grass roots, that's kind of offensive, just to be quite blunt. And I'm like Monty, I think we need to clearly think out all the ramifications of this. We've heard more and more raises as discussion's gone on. So I'm not opposed to this, and I don't want to stand in the way of anybody, the grassroots, if this is what we need to do. But I've been in this committee many years, and even though this has been undoubtedly talked about from time to time, I can guarantee it, and I've got a good memory, nothing else. This constitutional amendment has never come up before state convention ever. So to think that we, after all of these 40 or 50 years, however we've had this process, that we have to change it right today, I think is insanity.
I would make the motion to refer this to the organization committee with the direction that they report out a product for the full committee to review at our next state central committee.
That motion would be out of order as it's already failed.
No, we had one to table it, but not this.
No, we
No,
have not
it's
had one
tabled.
to table. We have had one to refer to committee.
It was turned.
So I can't.
Chair recognizes.
I wish to appeal the decision of the chair. And what I'm asking, Mr. Chairman, what I'm asking is that we override the decision of the chair to allow us to consider sending this to committee.
So the question as it is will be to override the opinion of the chair, which the chair has said we have already voted on this motion, therefore we cannot vote on it again. David Chung is asking you to override my opinion and allow another vote on that matter. This is not debatable, therefore there will be an immediate vote. All those in favor of overruling the opinion of the chair, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, nay.
Nay.
The ayes have it. The chair's opinion is overruled. Further discussion on referring to the organization committee. Chad Stevens.
There's no need to refer it. Like I said, it's a political move. If you have a problem with the amendment, let's work it out here today. A sixth grader knows whether or not the grassroots want a chance to vote on their chairman. We don't need to go back to them. They know, they've told us, it's, we're there every day. We don't need to go to them and ask them because they've told us, we want you to give us the ability to stop backroom deals. And that's what we're here to do. So if you have a problem with the amendment, let's change it. But to refer it back is a waste of time.
Again, I go back to our founders, they didn't make it easy to change the Constitution, because they feared what would happen to them. The concept of getting the grassroots active, hell, anything I can do to make that happen, I'll do. As I said, I've worked at it a long time, I've been at this game and it is somewhat of a game since I was 20. That's 42 years ago. I don't want to do rash things. Now, you said, well, grassroots want this. Well, the couple of people that have called me, they don't want it. They want it this table. So to get more input, I don't think that's a bad thing at
The
all.
body sitting here right now is the body that can stop those backroom deals. To throw power or to give authority away because we're skeptical or we're suspicious of what someone else does, it's within your hands to stop it in this committee. You were elected to lead the Iowa Republicans, and the ones that I have heard from don't want this at the convention.
All those in favor of referring to committee, please say aye.
Aye.